3 changes you should make to exercise after age 40. If you're close to my age, you'll know that genetics can no longer help you as you get older. Up to your mid-30s, if you're genetically very special, you were naturally lean or you're naturally athletic, you can get away with poor habits and still be alright. But after about age 35, you cannot get away with bad habits even if your genetics are really good. I've seen really genetically gifted people who are maybe national athletes before or very naturally lean start to get health problems, especially after they cross their mid-30s. And if you look at someone not genetically gifted like myself, I'm not naturally a very lean guy, I'm not naturally super athletic, but even myself, I can feel the slowdown and the problems creep in as I get to this age. So what changes must you make to an exercise program that makes it different from when you're in the 20s and when you're closing in on 40? Here are a few principles I use when I suggest types of exercise or training programs for people my age. The first recommendation is that I suggest that you reduce the amount of lactic acid kind of training that you do. Lactic acid training, usually you can feel it when you feel a burning sensation in the muscle, or you're just really lying on the floor, you can't take it and you go you're breathing really heavy and your muscles are burning. This is the kind of training that is lactic acid training. Lactic acid training is really effective if you can recover and you're fit enough to do it. Lactic acid training helps you build some muscle and it's really effective for fat loss. However, it is stressful because lactic acid is the energy system your body uses when it does not have enough oxygen. There's not enough oxygen, it starts using the lactic acid system. But a low oxygen, insufficient oxygen environment to your body is a stress. And at my age, your age, 40 years old, we have plenty of other stressors. I take about 6 flights a month. That means my sleep is disrupted. I also have young kids, so more disruption. These are additional stressors, and high amounts of lactic acid, very stressful, very difficult training may not be good for me because I can't recover from it. That's why as I get older, I do less and less of the training that leaves you lying on the floor gasping for breath or with your muscles burning and trembling. We don't need this kind of training to get good results for long-term health. The kinds of training you should be doing when you're my age are firstly, aerobic training. Aerobic training helps teach your body to deliver oxygen to the muscles. This is healthy. However, you should not do it too much so that you get the burning feeling in the muscles or huffing and puffing and you must open your mouth and gasp for breath. Aerobic training should be done with mouth closed, nose breathing, and no burning sensation. You can do this kind of training 30 minutes a day, it's really good for health. It's also quite easy, so you don't need to mentally psych up and get really stressed about it. For most people, a brisk walk is fine. For me, maybe I'll wear a weighted vest and walk uphill on a treadmill. For you, maybe a walk in the park is fine. Whatever, you get no burning feeling and no huffing and puffing. On the other end, you should do strength training to maintain muscle. But it shouldn't be those crazy types of circuits where you're doing non-stop squats and non-stop burpees, non-stop barbell complexes. You don't need this kind of training. What you need is heavy lifting, for men maybe in the 4 to 6 rep range, and for women maybe in the 5 to 8 rep range. This means that you're doing weights that are quite heavy, but not so many reps that you get that burning feeling. You don't need to do that for general health. So, for exercise, you do aerobics plus heavier weights. This combination will help maintain a lot of the health with a lower stress on your body's metabolism and recovery ability. When the clients and myself, we are older, the next thing I change is that we focus more on recovery methods and less on really all-out crazy workouts. That means that we have less great days, but we have consistent training days. Which means not every day I lift super heavy and I'm so impressive and I post these videos on YouTube. I don't. As you get older, you will have fewer and fewer really awesome training days. But that's not really important. For long-term health, what's important is consistent training. That means that, for example, if I just got off a plane, I didn't sleep well, my kids have problems, I didn't sleep well, I will still train, but I will train less, maybe lighter weights by 15-20% and fewer sets by 30-40%. So, I will still do the healthy habit but not stress my recovery ability. Recovery ability is highly dependent on your whole environment. And when you're my age, you tend to have many stresses from the environment that reduce your recovery ability. You probably are not able to change all these stresses, but you can change your amount of exercise to match your ability to recover. A good way to know if you're not recovering well is that you feel very wired up, but you still can't sleep. This is a sign that your nervous system is very tensed up and your stress hormones are pretty high. But you're too wired up to sleep even though you should sleep more. This is not a good thing, and overall it adds to your stress burden and further reduces your recovery ability. The next thing you should focus on if you're close to my age is that you should focus on flexibility, full range of motion, and pain-free movement. At my age, I don't need to compete in strength contests. Adding 10 pounds to how much I can squat is nice, but it's not as important as waking up every day feeling flexible, feeling fast, feeling strong, feeling energetic, feeling pain-free. I think most of you agree that chronic pain or chronic discomfort or chronic tightness is no fun. And as we get older, we need to spend more time stretching and doing other things that take care of our posture, alignment, and joint health. Here are a few things that most people do not take note of that have great influence on our posture and joint health. Number one is scars. A lot of us have scars from old surgeries, old injuries, and ladies from C-sections. The problem with scars is that they give wrong signaling to the sensors in the skin. When you have this problem, your body is pulled into different positions because of the scar. I myself have a hernia surgery when I was a kid, as well as an injury from rollerblading on my hand. This one wasn't so bad, but the hernia surgery put me into bad posture. So I had to keep massaging the scar to help break it up and to restore the skin back to its normal condition. Scars are a big reason, in my opinion, why ladies who have C-sections tend to get back pain soon after they give birth. It's not because they're carrying the baby too much. It's because the scar is pulling them usually forward and it puts more stress on their lower back. So if you have scars, go to a professional who knows how to handle scars. If you're in Singapore, our team is able to help you. The other thing you want to look at is teeth. Now, I'm not a dentist, but I'm not here to tell you about the cleanliness of your teeth, although that's important. I'm here to tell you that if you have missing teeth or tooth fillings, you will tend to have a misaligned jaw or tense jaw. The issue here is that if you have missing teeth, let's say wisdom teeth, you tend to have a misaligned jaw because the wisdom teeth no longer support your jaw on this side. So you'll be this way. The jaw is connected to the shoulders. So if your jaw is misaligned, you're likely going to have some shoulder misalignment. And the shoulder misalignment puts your spine into a misalignment and causes long-term postural issues. It may only be 2 millimeters here, but 2 millimeters over a long period of time, and if you exercise or you carry kids as a load, this can increase injury risk and discomfort. Because one side of your body will always be tight, and it doesn't matter how much you stretch or how much you go for massage, it won't really help. So if you have missing teeth, pulled out wisdom teeth, tooth fillings, go see someone that can help you with that, because it's an issue that will creep up and cause more injury risk over the long term. Finally, if you've done a lot of one-sided sports for many years, tennis, golf, in my case it was softball, we turn one direction much more than the other direction, and this can over time create tightness in one side. If you've done this in your past, your risk of long-term issues does go up. So I would suggest that you go to someone that knows how to release soft tissue, knows how to release the nervous system, and can help you with these problems. The final exercise concept that I like to add to people who are 40 and over is brain control. When we're developing as babies, the brain uses movement to help itself develop. Now, when we're older, we can still use movement to keep the brain healthy. That's why it's been shown that people who are physically active tend to be mentally healthy as we get older also. There are programs specially for brain training. But in terms of movement, the very simple thing that you want to do is to have your limbs cross the midline of your body. There are many ways to train this, but the simplest one I like to do is lie face up and do alternate toe touches. So, lift up one leg, opposite hand touches your toe. Lift up the other leg, opposite hand touches your toe. And if this is too difficult for you, or you maybe have a back injury in the past, you don't have to lift your leg all the way up. You can use your knee. Bring one hand across and touch the opposite knee. One hand across, touch the opposite knee. Bring the knee across the midline, bring the arm across the midline. I would say that adding a few minutes of this kind of cross-pattern movement before and after exercise sessions is more important than doing extra sets of exercise. They're not very tiring, but they are mentally training you to control your body better and keep your brain healthier. Remember, health is not a right that's just given to you. It's a battle. So I hope you can subscribe to my channel where I teach you ways to fight this battle, fight smart and fight hard and win. So there we have some of the things I use myself and with my clients to keep them healthy as we get older, and I hope it helps you too.